show your face. Show your face, please, with Durk on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, as if the walls didn't seem like they were closing in on Durk already, the judge in his OTF RICO case have just dropped a bombshell after he would deny a couple motions set by Lil Durk and his attorneys. Many people leading up to this day felt that music lyrics, videos, interviews, and other social media stuff wouldn't hold up in court. And if this is what the feds are banking on to convict Lil Durk, then they basically don't have a case, right? However, for whatever reason, the judge decided to make any evidence that the feds have against Lil Durk concerning anything musically and social media wise will be strong enough to hold Lil Durk accountable on some of the song lyrics and things that were presented. Now, does this mean that Durk is cooked? No. And like I stated previously, I don't think this is the only thing that the feds have or are using to get a conviction. I solely think that the songs will be used as references to further more other evidence that they have against Durk. Let's not forget that they also have multiple witnesses according to court documents, including someone who claims they were actually going to be compensated in music advances if they participated in the hit. Then just a couple of days ago, we will also find out that Mike City AJ, unknowingly, told law enforcement that he was shorted out of a couple thousand for the hit on Stephon Mac, indicating that allegedly he was instructed to do so as get back for the brother of Lil Durk, Money Making D Thing. AJ was the same one that left his phone in the vehicle using the shooting death of Stephon Mac, and he was also caught in text messages stating that he was going to get money from Lil Durk for his participation in the shooting. So as I said before, with it being a grand jury in this trial, whether they can wholeheartedly prove that Durk did pay for hits or not, all they have to do is convince the jury, and as long as they could do that, they could get a possible conviction. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Once again, the trial has been pushed back for like the third or fourth time, and ironically, the guys within the FBG Duck case still haven't been sentenced neither, and they have already been convicted since January of 2024. We're already past 2 years, and a lot of people are feeling that these two cases may have some correlation with each other somehow, some way, but only time will tell. But we're going to get into the latest documents, but before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm, and if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it. Now before we get into it, let's be very clear that not all lyrics and videos were approved to be used. There's only a certain amount of evidence that was allowed and other pieces were denied. So it's not a total loss for Durk, but y'all let me know what y'all think. Now according to the documents, here's the overall summary of what the hearing was based on, as it'll state, quote, in chambers, Banks' motion in limine to exclude government's proposed FRE 404, evidence 258. Before the court is the motion in limine to exclude government's proposed FRE 404, evidence, the motion filed by defendant Durk Banks on October 7, 2025. The government filed in opposition October 28, 2025. Banks filed a reply on November 10, 2025. The court held hearings on November 18, 2025 and January 7, 2026, but deferred ruling on the motion throughout this period until the hearing on this motion on February 9, 2026. The parties filed a flurry of briefing on the issue. The government filed the supplemental memorandum in opposition to the motion, the supplemental opposition, on January 2, 2026. Banks and defendant DeAndre Wilson filed a supplemental brief in support of the motion on January 23, 2026. The government filed a response to defendant Banks' supplemental brief on January 30, 2026, and defendant Banks and Wilson filed a joint reply on February 3, 2026. Now, real quick, this is important before we go forward because a lot of people don't know what limine means. Basically, it's a motion to request that certain evidence or testimony be excluded from trial because it could unfairly sway the judge or jury. Now, what does that mean? To me, if you ask me personally, I think that Durk's attorneys know that certain song lyrics, certain testimonies from certain people that may be cooperating witnesses, and certain videos and certain things that they know that the feds have can actually be very detrimental, which is why they're trying to get certain things such as the song lyrics not included in the trial. So that's basically what that motion was for. However, certain evidence pertaining to the lyrics are granted and some was denied. Now, in conclusion of what was denied within the motions, it is state quote, the motion is denied as the surveillance footage and witness testimony pertaining to the November 2020 M of DB, with DB meaning Davon Bennett, aka King Von. The motion is denied as to the public comments from fans to show their effect on Banks. The motion is denied as to the podcast comment made by Banks. The motion is denied as to the Instagram message and related text messages between Banks and other alleged OTF members. I got them hunting. The motion is denied as to the text message thread where Banks write, I'm finna pipe it up. The motion is denied as to the voice memo from Redacted. The motion is denied as to the surveillance footage and witness testimony related to May 2021 attempted unaliving of TB. The motion is denied as to the following lyrics. Banks, they be on my page like Slide for Vaughn, I know they trolling me. Got it back in bloody, I just don't know that's how it's posted. Banks, don't respond to issue with Vaughn. I'm like, F you tripping. Go get your gun, they dropping locations, I'm getting it done. F tweeting, we sliding, the feds are coming. Banks, got Didi with me, threat, no big threat. Block war, I got Didi with me, he a block boy. Wilson, and with Wilson meaning OTF Didi. Whatever you with, I'm with it. Hop in the car with the gang. Then you know it's all pressure, the members pop out with switches. Now clearly as y'all can see, it's almost like they're describing the same way Little Pav was unalive. And not intentionally, but these are the odds that they're up against trying to defend themselves when it's like they're basically incriminating themselves in their music and trying to convince a jury that they're not when it's right there. Now before we continue, let me also say this. As y'all remember when Vaughn off 1700 did the interview with No Jumper, and he said that they can't use interviews or song lyrics or any of that stuff against you in the court of law, right?
In Chicago, gang, you ain't never, it happened before, but you ain't never heard of no, oh, they got a Rico off rap. Never heard of no dumb like that. So if they decide that they want to start giving me a Rico, the first one, just make it make sense. I don't know how, but just make it make sense. So I feel like I can do whatever I want to do, say whatever I want to say. I ain't never seen nobody get locked up for going on an interview. Well, I seen it, but that's just what probably the timestamp they have. And they probably was meant to lock them up last week, but they went to go do the interview. So now when they come back to the rack, oh, they really on them, and now they just locked them up.
Well, here we are once again. And not only can it be used against you, but it could also be possibly used to get a conviction if warranted. So for the rappers out there that think whatever you say in these interviews or music lyrics or social media period don't matter, continue to do so and you'll find out the hard way. Now when it comes to what was denied, meaning that it will be used in court, there's about two things that seem like they're new, at least to me. It's the voice memo from a certain person whose name was redacted, which is interesting because that just may be one of the people that's cooperating. And I wonder who it is and what was said in the voice memo, because this too can be something that will be damaging if they have Durk's voice literally admitting to something or saying anything incriminating. Then the second thing was they said a witness testimony relating to the 2021 attempted unaliving of TB, in which we knew they had surveillance of the shooting because we seen the still shots. But then they also said there's a witness testimony. So this could mean it was one of the suspects who could be flipping against Durk and OTF, or someone unrelated was actually by the scene when everything happened, and he or she is going to testify. Now, other than that, I think we knew of everything else, especially the lyrics that were used. And I know a lot of people saying that the song lyrics aren't going to be enough, but y'all also got to remember that it's not only being used to get a conviction, it's more so being used to just paint him as a man that pays for hits against his rivals. As long as they could do that to the jury, it's kind of all they need. Speaking of the lyrics, a lot of the lyrics that's being used are from the same lyrics we pointed out before that said that they can come back to hurt Durk. And why? Because almost every song Durk has, he's allegedly speaking about paying for hits or similar verbiage. Speaking of that, here's what they had to say about the lyrics and what they're using from the certain songs. The document would state, quote, "As to the lyrics referencing a bounty, the court may permit these lyrics to be admitted if the government can adequately explain their probative value in the context of how they will be presented and admitted at trial. Without understanding the probative value of these lyrics and how the lyrics will become admissible, the court is presently unable to conduct Rule 403 balancing. The court will discuss the topic with the parties at the next hearing." And the lyrics that they're referring to will state, quote, "Banks, we ain't trying to make peace with them boys. I pay rent, they're my shooters." Sheesh. Banks, I don't want no N-words who you catch. I want the one I paid for. Trolling ad, we shot your homie. Banks, popping traffic, we in Cali. Ride through Beverly Hills with choppers, bounty hunting. Banks, for the N-words who can carry, I'll buy him $50,000 in guns. Shit. Now to be honest with y'all, the one lyric that I'm more fearful of anything when it comes to this trial that I think will do the most damage is the one where he said, "I don't want the ones you catch, I want the ones I paid for." Like literally, how do you get around that? I'm actually intrigued to see how his lawyers, and he got some good lawyers, but I'm intrigued to see how they're gonna play with that one, because that one lyric right there on top of the other ones has to be the most damaging. Now, surprisingly, according to the documents, there were some things that were granted via the motion, but if you pay attention, it seems as if they only granted lyrics mostly coming from OTF Diddy, and about only 1 or 2 lyrics were granted to be excluded by Lil Durk. I don't know if that means that they're really trying to target Durk or what, but now we see why the attorneys were so gun-ho on separating them. It makes sense. Anyway, the documents would state, quote, "The motion is granted as to the music video footage, although screenshots may be permissible. The motion is granted without prejudice to the extent the government may offer music videos that function as a bounty or reward for the acts charged and for one video depicting Wilson and Banks together. The motion is granted as to the following lyrics. Wilson, we got time to slide. The only thing we ducking is the Jakes. Grab the Glock and it ain't no safety. All my ninjas, they fighting cases. Murder ones, they beat in the state. Wilson, I done masked up with gorillas. 100 shots up in them sprinters. If he died, that's what he get. 100 shots dumped in his whip. I take pride in doing hits. Go and slide and do a blitz. Your homie died cause we ain't miss. Wilson, we spent this block, we popped that car. I'm on his butt, I hate to wait. I never heard of dude, only time I heard was on the news. Wilson, we don't shoot out cars, phone them hopping out and hawk you down. And I'm close enough to ask that ninja how this chopper sound. Banks, before they spin, told the tents darker. Go, fool his butt, he think we buying some cars, we hop out, scoom his butt. Fool his butt, he ain't paying attention to this car, cause we got Uber tags. Crazy. Now, one of the users reacting to the released documents on Twitter with tweets saying, quote, was actually positive going into April, but seeing this brought me down to 0. A part of me wish I never saw this, so I still had hope, but unfortunately, that's not the case. Still free smirk, but man, I can't imagine how he's feeling. And honestly, if you think this is something, keep in mind this is just music lyrics. We haven't even got to trial and seen the stuff that the feds are gonna come out with, because we know they're gonna pull a rabbit out the hat as they always do. Now at the end of the day, you're innocent until you're proven guilty, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But judging from what we're being told already, it's looking like majority of the evidence they have presented to the public is everything that Durk and them have brought upon themselves. It's like they're basically self-snitching on themselves. And this is why when we say stop saying certain things on social media or in your music, everyone downplays it as if it's a joke. But time after time, every time we see a case involving these rappers, the first thing they do is reference their music in social media. I mean, they even have a whole indictment now geared towards social media, and somehow people still think it's a game. I don't know what it's gonna take, but usually nobody understands until it's too late, and they're in a position where they're fighting for their life, and it's no coming back. Y'all get in the comments, let us know what y'all think about this. How do y'all feel about the paperwork and the things that they're using and the lyrics that were granted to use against Durk at a trial? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping. I'm out.